Welcome back, everybody. Today we're back on the Husqvarna zero turn. Always taking clean up like the grass debris and stuff like that builds up on the deck. Clean it all off. This customer does a great job of keeping his clean, and for very good reasons. If you don't, and enough of that debris builds up under here, you can get between the belt and pulley and cause the belt to pop off, for one. Two, it acts like an insulation, so it'll hold in heat all around your spindles. And if your spindles start holding heat, then it'll liquefy your grease in your spindle housings even more, and you won't be able to do as good a job as protecting the bearings and keeping them lubricated. And then two, enough heat kills. So it'll destroy those bearings in this stuff if it starts to get too hot from being insulated by grass and debris. And then three, the grass and debris is like a sponge. It absorbs moisture and holds that moisture for a long time. So what will end up happening, it'll just sit down in here in these little gullies and all these little areas here, and it'll stay wet there for a long period of time. If you keep it clean like this, it'll dry out fairly quick and less likely to rot your deck out. If you leave that stuff there, it'll rot your deck out pretty quick. I don't understand why these manufacturers have started making these divots in the deck like this. In a way, I kind of do understand, and it's not right. I think they do it because to cause the deck to rot out over time, which means you have to buy a new mower or at least a new deck shell. So that's my theory anyway. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. But I wish they quit doing this. I wish they would leave it flat so that material and debris doesn't just sit here. They do provide holes here in your spindle, at least on this one. I'm not sure if they do it on all of them. That allows for drainage. But if you have all that debris piled up there, such as the dirt, the grass, the leaves, and things like that, it can't drain out as good as it should. So again, try to keep your decks clean, and your decks will last much, much longer. So I have to do very little clean up here. The little bit I did was right here. A little bit of grass was still left here. I'll clean that out. It should dry out pretty quick now. And the only problem that I can remember he had with this deck is that he had a broken mount here, and I did a repair on that, and that was due to blades severely out of balance because of severe wear. So, but I made that repair a couple years ago for him. It's been doing all right. So let's get you back in the stand, and we'll get this deck up, or this mower up in the air. This is how they should make decks. See how that's flat across there? There's no pothole that the spindle sits in to collect dirt and debris. So that's how they should be made. There's no reason why they should make a pothole for that to sit in, so it can collect debris and stuff. Like I said, they got those holes there, the drainage holes. But if you got a bunch of debris in there and all those drainage holes are clogged up, guess what? It's not going to drain out. It's going to cause your deck to rot out. All right, let's get her up in here. has a little bit of play in it. I don't think it's anything I'll be too concerned with right now. When I'm talking about spindle, I'm talking about your front casters, I should say. A little bit of play in them, not much. Won't be anything I'll be concerned about right now. Still have plenty of time left in it. All right, we got it up in the air now. We're going to grab these blades. That feels pretty good. And that one feels pretty good. All right. I don't think there's any issues there. Transmissions look, or transaxles look pretty good. Look and feel pretty clean. Not like they're leaking or anything. So I think we're okay there. I put a new PTO on this last year, I think it was, so that should be fine. We'll test that out once we get her up and running. Everything looks good and clean around them fans also for your transaxles. Back in there. And over there. A lot of times you'll have debris that build up on those. Most people neglect to clean that off, so you're, in this case it's a transaxle. It'll hold heat, and then could possibly cause the transaxle to overheat, reducing the life of it. Same way with your commercial models. A lot of those have pumps and hydraulic motors that turn the wheels. You need to keep those clean also, so they don't hold heat and eventually reduce the life of the pump or motor. All right, we're going to get these blades pulled off. We're going to touch them up, and then we're going to get them put back on. On this one here, it's a 5/8. If I remember right, I think this is the mower that I bought blades for, and that said that it would actually fit this. And when I got them, the blades actually touched. So always check your blades after you put them on, make sure they don't touch. Because if I had just put them on and fired it up, trusting that the manufacturer sent me the right ones, then we would have had a bunch of sparks going on. And but you can go back into my videos and look that one up. I don't remember the name of it, but it'll show this mower deck and it'll show these green blades, and I'll talk a little bit about that. I talked about it in that video before on this mower, is these are keyed, and you have to match that key up with what's on the mower. And I've seen times where it be offset or not lined up properly and tightened down, and then the deck will be vibrating, or the key pattern on the spindle would be ruined, and you have to replace the whole spindle. If you're lucky enough, you might be able to get the spindle shaft. If not, you have to buy an entire spindle. So you have to make sure that these go together on this key properly. Set it on there and rotate around till it locks in, and tighten that bolt up there. All right, I'll bring you guys back in a few minutes after I get them sharpened up. I believe I've done a couple different videos on sharpening blades. If you want to look back in my video gallery and see if you can find something there. Check that video out if you would. All right, got the blades all done. Sharpened up real nice. And balanced. There we go. We're gonna match up this key pattern. There we go, it's matched up. Got to have your doohickey. Don't forget your doohickey. On these homeowner models, a lot of times there's no grease fittings at all, and sometimes there is. This is that grease fitting chuck. It's the type that locks on, and so far it's been working good. It's kind of bulky, but I believe most of them are. This is the one I got from Harbor Freight. It's a Holt. And so far I like this thing. Stays put. You know, down and we'll take this thing for a test drive.